What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm building in Evergreen Harbor, as you can see, and I'm building a modern, eco-friendly family home. I'm trying to make it eco-friendly, however, I think it's not as eco-friendly as it could be. You could easily make it more eco-friendly. So if you want to use this house for like actual gameplay and you want to make the neighborhood as green as possible, then I feel like you could make it even more eco-friendly if you wanted to by just adding more solar panels or more windmills and stuff like that, and maybe deleting some of the electronic items that I used in the house. But anyway, it's still kind of eco-friendly, and I tried to make it look eco-friendly because obviously I'm just building for the sake of building, and I just wanted it to look modern and yeah, just as eco-friendly as possible. And I really enjoyed building this house. This one is an actual break from all my cottagey builds in Henford-on-Bagley that I have been doing for the last few weeks because I can't stop myself. I can't stop building in that world. I already explained this a couple times in my previous videos, but I just really love that world so much. However, I definitely needed to take a break from that. So I wanted to build something completely different, and that's why I decided to, yeah, just kind of go to Evergreen Harbor for a change and build something very, very modern. So that's what I did. And I really like this house. It's very boxy, as you can see, but I really enjoy the shape of it. I was using a picture for reference that I found on Pinterest. It was more of it was a sketch of a house or like a 3D model of a house, that sort of thing. And I really liked it. So I used that image as, for reference, and I did change it up quite a bit. I mainly just used it for the overall shape of it, but then in The Sims, it actually turned out to be a very, very small house. And I did want this to be a family home. So I used it for the overall general shape of the house, but then I did just play around with it a little bit myself because like I already said, I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, and yeah, I wanted it to be a family home. So I needed to adjust it a little bit. I needed to make some changes, add some more boxes to the house, if you will. And yeah, that's what I did. And I was messing around with the shape of this house for a very, very long time, because I already knew that the floor plan was going to be quite interesting, because I was mainly just basing the house off of that picture that I found, and I was definitely not paying any attention to the inside when I was working on the exterior. So I already knew that the whole floor plan was going to be a little bit difficult, but I really like how the floor plan ended up looking, basically. Because what I did was the kitchen, when you enter into the house, the front door obviously is on the ground floor. I can't speak today. But then when you enter into the house, you have this small little entryway, and then that leads into the kitchen/dining area. So that's downstairs, and then there is a full bathroom downstairs as well. And then for the living area, you actually have to go upstairs. So the living area is on the second floor, and then there are 2 bedrooms upstairs as well. Obviously one master bedroom, and that one has a tiny little ensuite, and then there is a kids bedroom, a shared kids bedroom upstairs as well. So this house has room for 4 Sims total. It only has 2 bathrooms though. It only has 1 hall bathroom and then 1 ensuite, but I feel like realistically when you're playing the game, the ensuite will be mainly used if you are playing in the living area on the second floor, for example. Then pretty much all the Sims will probably use that ensuite if they need to go ahead and use the bathroom. So it works out perfectly fine. But I was definitely playing around with the floor plan for the longest time because I didn't know how to fit in 2 bedrooms upstairs as well as a bathroom and a living area, because at first I was just trying to go for 2 bedrooms and then a bathroom upstairs, and then I would try and fit in like a whole living room plus kitchen plus dining downstairs, but I quickly figured that the ground floor was going to be way too small for that. And I wanted there to be a little bit of space because when you're looking at this house from the outside, it looks really nice. It looks quite big. It looks kind of luxurious. So I did want to keep that vibe going on the inside as well. So I didn't really want the space to be too cramped downstairs, only to have very spacious bedrooms upstairs, because that was kind of the situation that I ended up with at first. Was I could easily fit in 2 bedrooms upstairs, but then they would be really, really big. However, if I were to place a living room upstairs as well, then I would have issues with like small bedrooms and no space for a bathroom, stuff like that. It was just, I'm not sure if I'm making any sense here, but basically it was just a lot of fiddling around with the floor plan. However, it ended up looking nice in the end, and I did end up having 2 bedrooms in the living area upstairs, and I really like, yeah, how it just ends up looking. It's really cozy. It's something different. I never really do living areas on the 2nd floor if I'm just building a quote-unquote regular house like this. But yeah, for this one, that's just kind of what happened, and I really like it. It's just something a little bit different, like I already said, and as you can see, there is a lot of balcony space around the house as well. I'm sorry if me fiddling around with the exterior is making you a little bit dizzy. I can totally see that the camera movement is kind of all over the place, but that's just because I was just looking at the house from every angle, trying to figure out where I could change things, where I could add things, what would make the most sense structure-wise. So yeah, I don't know. I was just struggling around with this house for a long time, but it was so much fun to build this, especially the exterior. I really, really loved working on the exterior for this house. And for the landscaping, I didn't go too crazy because I kind of wanted it to be more on the minimalistic side, if that makes sense, because it is a very modern, contemporary house. So I didn't really want the landscaping to be too lush and too overgrown. I wanted everything to be very intentional, if you will. So I did place plants and like trees and shrubs around, but they are all very intentional, like I just said. So nothing crazy, nothing lush, nothing overgrown. However, I do still think it looks really nice. There is also just a lot of grass still, just empty grass, and I really think that it complements the house very nicely. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing. And I did place a debug car, as you can see, next to the house. I was kind of thinking that that would be an electric car. Obviously, we don't have cars in The Sims, or no functional cars at least. This one is, the cars that we do have are debug items, so you can actually use them, but you can't place them, which is fun. So I decided to place one anyway, and I was kind of thinking, like I said, that that would be an electric car or like a hybrid car. I don't really know, but I just thought that that was a fun idea. And then after that, we obviously will go back to the exterior because I have the whole like backyard and stuff to do. And I try to include as many outdoor like green activities as possible. So a lot of like gardening, like flower pots and stuff like that. And also, I also added a couple of windmills. I think I did that later on. And then I also placed a couple of dew collectors as well. So I kind of tried to include all of these like eco-friendly appliances, if you will. So that's what that's what I included. And like I said in the beginning of the video, you can always add more if you want the house to be more eco-friendly. I don't think that would be a problem at all because there is definitely some space left on the lot still. So yeah, there is plenty of room for you to fiddle around with that for your own gameplay. But here you can see I'm working on the kitchen and, or not living area, the kitchen and dining area. And I really like how this ends up looking. I went for a lot of darker colors, as you can see. I used a lot of black and gray, and I combined it with white, and then the flooring is very light, as you can see. It's a lighter tile floor. This tile came with spade, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it came with spade. And then I did actually use the bricks from, what's it called? Cottage Living for this house as well. Like you can see, I used the darker gray swatch of that brick, and I think it looks so nice because I was thinking that the brick could be like refurbished or like reused older bricks. So I thought that that was fitting for this house. And this area, this kitchen and dining area, is definitely my favorite area of the house. I love the colors in here. I love the darker colors. I love the vibe of it all. It's not too cluttered, so it's kind of neat and clean looking. However, it still kind of looks lived in. And I really enjoyed the kitchen island where I placed the stovetop. I think that looks really nice. And then I also placed an oven and a dishwasher in the island section as well, so that you can't really see it. I kind of tried to hide them because I wanted the counter space to look like as clean as possible. Like I wanted it to be just a row of drawers, as you can see. And yeah, I really like that. It's very modern and very clean looking. So I kind of tried to hide the appliances a little bit, and I think I succeeded. I think it looks nice. And then, as you can see, I actually placed a laptop on one of the free counter island counters. Obviously, I had to replace that laptop, and I placed it on or not replace it, but I had to place it somewhere else. So I placed it on the dining table because the laptop, I placed it accidentally on the only free island counter in the kitchen. So your sim obviously needs one free countertop to be able to actually cook things. So I just had to place the laptop on the dining table, and then the kitchen was fully functional, so everything works. And then downstairs we have the only hall bathroom of the house, and this obviously is a full bathroom because I was thinking that the kids would use this bathroom to actually shower and take baths and stuff like that. And then the parents, they have an ensuite. It's a very, very small ensuite. So there's no tub in there. There's only a shower in there. So if the parents want to take a bath, I guess they would use the whole bath as well. And obviously, if you just need to go to the toilet and you're downstairs, then you will use that one as well, obviously. But yeah, after the kitchen, we're moving on to the upstairs living area. Now this one, I was so indecisive with the whole color scheme and the whole layout and the couch and the colors of the couch and everything. It just took a lot out of me. I don't know. I was so indecisive. I actually quit at some point and continued the next day because I couldn't make up my mind. I didn't like it. I didn't like the color scheme. As much as I liked the color scheme in the kitchen, for some reason, I couldn't figure it out up here. I didn't really want to use all gray and black furniture pieces because that was way too dark, but then I did want to use a sectional couch, but then the other swatches for the sectional couch didn't really suit the house either, I felt like, so I kind of went with this darker brown and white set, which I changed later on. I changed the couch to the green color. It has the same wood color like for the frame, but then the cushions are that green swatch, and that was actually a lot nicer. And I also think I changed the rug to the black and gray swatch, which also looks a lot nicer. But yeah, I don't know what it was with this room, but I couldn't figure it out, and I was so indecisive, and I was very angry with myself as well because I wanted it to look good and I didn't understand why it wasn't working. And it was just one of those days where it was just not working out. And honestly, I think it has something to do with the fact that I got vaccinated. I got my second vaccine like 5 days ago by now, and that one hit hard. Like, oh my goodness, I was so tired. I didn't really actually get sick. Like, I didn't really have a fever or anything, but I just felt really, really bad. And I was so extremely tired. And then mentally, I didn't really feel great either, which probably doesn't really have anything to do with the vaccine, but it probably does have something to do with the fact that I was so tired and I had to work and I was busy, but I didn't feel good. And just, I was so sad and just not feeling good and just overall so tired. And yeah, so that was the second dose of the vaccine for me. It was not fun. I still kind of feel that way. Like, I'm still very, very tired, and it's kind of funny because usually these things don't really affect me all that much. I don't really ever get sick, and whenever I get shots, I don't really feel anything except for a sore like arm for maybe a day, and then that's it. Which is exactly what happened with the first dose of the vaccine. Like, nothing happened for me. I was completely okay. But then this one, the second dose, oh my goodness, this was ridiculous. Like I said, not really actually sick, but just so tired and just mentally like not okay. And yeah, so I think that is definitely something that I was still struggling with when I was building this house for some reason. And yeah, I was just very irritable, and I think that is mainly why it didn't work out for me, because I was not being patient with myself, and I was being way too perfectionistic. Perfectionistic? Is that a thing that you can say? I was being way too much of a perfectionist. I know that makes sense, at least. Anyway, so yeah, it didn't really work out, and which is stupid because building in The Sims is fun. Like it's one thing I enjoy so much. Like I'm so passionate about this, and every time I get to build, I'm just in my happy place, and I just feel good. So it was so weird to experience that I was actually not enjoying it. I was actually not enjoying it for a day, which was really weird. So I decided to just quit and read a book, and that's what I did. So I was completely okay in the end. And then the next day I continued, the next day being today, actually. So today I continued this build and finished it, and I was enjoying it again, which was very, very good. But yeah, that just goes to show that sometimes you have to take a little break from things that you do on a very regular basis, even though you enjoy them. And yeah, I haven't really experienced that ever, or at least I probably have, but not like in this instance. Like this was just something new for me. Like I have never really experienced it with The Sims, I guess is what I'm trying to explain. Because whenever I do feel bad, I go to The Sims and I play and I build, and I forget about life for a second. But yeah, this time it actually didn't work out. It actually made me more angry. So yeah, that was a weird experience, but it ended up being okay in the end. And I really enjoy this house, and I really like it. And looking back at the footage now, even though this part of the footage, I actually did this today. But yeah, I really like this house. I really like how it ended up looking. As you can see, I used a lot of Dream Home Decorator items. Again, I am still completely obsessed with the items from Dream Home Decorator, even though we got Cottage Living in between. Or not in between, we kind of just got Cottage Living after Dream Home Decorator, which I'm also completely obsessed with, which you probably know if you watch my videos on a regular basis. But yeah, I still really, really love Dream Home Decorator as well. So for this build, I was really happy going back to something more modern, and yeah, I was just very happy that I was able to use these items again, and yeah, just kind of go crazy with them. I probably overused them, but I was just enjoying it way too much. And honestly, still the sectional couches are such a lifesaver. I still love them so much, and I really enjoyed using them. But here you can see the kids' bedroom is actually very, very small. I did want to make this build suitable for 4 Sims, so I did decide to go ahead and make it a shared kids' bedroom. So I placed a bunk bed in here, and it works out perfectly fine. I placed a couple of toys in here, so your Sims kids should be fine. They have everything they need. They have a toy box and a Blarfy and a dollhouse in here. And I actually also placed the Monkey Jungle bars downstairs. Or downstairs, I mean in the backyard. I didn't place them inside, obviously, but I placed them in the backyard. So that gives your kids something to play with in the backyard as well. So there is a lot of activities, and with the new base game update, kids can actually help garden as well. And I did use a couple of planter boxes for this build, so if your Sims kids do enjoy gardening, they can actually help out their parents and do some gardening and stuff. So I thought that would be very, very cute. And yeah, as you can see, we also have quite a bit of balcony space for this build. So off of the living area, we have this bigger balcony where I placed an outdoor couch and a chair. And then for the rest, because it is a pretty like small and cramped area, I didn't really have the space for a full-on dining table. I was planning on that, but it just didn't really fit. So I decided to just place some planter boxes, and then I placed some vertical planters up here as well. I know that at first I placed the actual decorative planters from Eco Lifestyle, but I swapped them out later for the usable planters. So you can actually do some planting and some gardening on the balcony as well. And then after that, we are moving on to the backyard. The backyard is quite spacious. I really like this one. And back here we have this large terrace area. So I did have space for a full-on dining table out here, which is what I did. And I also placed down a couple of outdoor couches. These couches I think are from Seasons. I'm not quite sure if they're supposed to be outdoor couches. I think they are, but they're they work for both indoors and outdoors in my opinion. But yeah, I decided to place them outdoors for this one because they're very nice and modern and kind of minimalistic, and it really went with the whole vibe. So I used these couches for the backyard. And then I also placed a dining table, as you can see, with a couple of chairs around it and an outdoor bin. I placed this one for gameplay purposes because it is very close to the kitchen, so you don't have to walk all the way around the house to throw away your trash or to empty your bin. But I did place a couple of recycle bins from Snowy Escape underneath the awning, basically on the porch area. So yeah, just for decoration purposes really, but I thought it would be fun because they are recycling bins. And since I was thinking that this family is very eco-friendly and very green, they would definitely have some recycling bins. So I placed them, and I also went crazy with the vertical planters because they're just so nice and space saving, and I really like them. And then I also placed some of the planter boxes that we got with Eco Lifestyle. I am totally spacing out on what the proper term for those planter boxes is, but it's something with it has something to do with the fact that they can water themselves or something like that, which is very cool and very modern. So I decided to go with those planter boxes for this build. And then, yeah, I'm just kind of decorating the rest of the exterior a little bit. I placed some ivy on the side of the house, and then I also placed some bikes. I was thinking that these bikes would belong to the kids, even though kids can't ride bikes in The Sims, which I still think is a little bit of a shame, but it's okay. I placed the bikes anyway, and your adult Sims can use them. But that is actually going to be it for this build. So let's hop on into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. I did build it backwards on the lot because officially this is the front of the lot, but the lighting for this side of the house is not ideal. I really wanted there to be some direct sunlight over here. So I decided to actually build it backwards, which is a little bit unfortunate for the gallery screenshots, but it's fine though. I still think it looks really nice, and I like that your Sims have a view over this little canal over here. And I don't know, I really thought it would make the most sense to build it this way. But as you can see, this is the facade of the house. We have the car over here and the bikes parked over there. For the back of the house, we have the backyard over here. I really like this terrace area. I think it looks very cozy and very nice. And we have the monkey bars over here, and like I already showed you in the speed builds, a lot of vertical planter boxes, as well as these ones over here. And then over here we have the dew collectors, and over on this side we have the windmills. So you can go ahead and use those and upgrade those if you need to. I think they're broken right now. Yeah, they are definitely broken right now. I feel like these things break very, very easily, so you really, really want to upgrade them at some point. So if you download this house off the gallery and the windmills are broken, I apologize, but it gives your Sim something to do, I guess. But then when we go inside, we have this little entryway where I just placed a coat rack and a mirror, and then we have the stairs, obviously, that go upstairs, and then off of the entryway we have the full hall bathroom over here. It's nothing special, just your basic white bathroom. And then down here we have the kitchen. I love this kitchen. This is definitely my favorite part of this build. The color scheme is nice. It's very neutral and gray and black and white, but I don't know. I really enjoyed quite a bit. And then I really love this pop of green in the rug. I don't know, for some reason it's just speaking to me. And then, like I explained, this laptop, it used to be over here on this island counter, but this is the only free countertop in the kitchen, so your Sims need it for cooking. So I decided to place the laptop over here, and then we just have this decorative shelf over here, but that's basically it for the ground floor. So when we go up to the second floor, we have the living area, and as you can see, in the end I went with this green couch, which I think was the right choice. It just adds a little bit of a pop of color to the very neutral living area. We have this decorative shelf over here, and we have this large cluttered bookshelf over here, here because even though it is a very modern and neat build, I still wanted it to feel like a family home. So I thought that this storage unit over here would be a little bit messy, and I thought that that would make sense. And we have a study area over here as well, with just a family computer. I did place this very expensive TV, which is not very eco-friendly, but I just wanted to place this one anyway because it just looks very nice and sleek and modern, and obviously I sized it down. But if you wanted the house to be more eco-friendly, you could always just go for a smaller TV that uses a little bit less power. I feel like that would make a huge difference. And the same goes for this PC. This is definitely one of the most expensive computers in the catalog, so you could always just go for a cheaper one. But then over here we have the master bedroom. I really like this bedroom, and it's very pretty and light, and it has a lot of direct sunlight coming in, and it just looks very relaxing in my opinion. I did give them this modular wardrobe area. As you can see that I cluttered up a little bit. And then they have this tiny little ensuite where my sim is hiding out because I was playtesting it, but everything works. The sink and the toilet all work. So yeah, it's just a very tiny little ensuite. And then over here on the other side, we have the kids' bedroom. So this bedroom is definitely a bit more on the cramped side, but everything is functional, and I really like this bunk bed in here. I think it's very nice. And then the kids have this play area in their bedroom as well, with just a couple of toys and just a little bit of clutter. I thought it would be cute. And then over here we have the balcony area, and yeah, it is a little bit cramped, so I didn't really have space for a full-on dining table, but I did place these planter boxes and just a nice seating area over here. And the same goes for this balcony over here. I did want the space to be usable, so I did place a couple of chairs so your Sims can just hang out here, but you could obviously go ahead and like place an easel or like a chess table if you want more skill building items. They didn't really suit the house aesthetics wise in my opinion, so I didn't really place any of those skill building items, but for your own gameplay you could obviously just very easily do that. But that is basically it for this house. So this modern eco home is up on the gallery, and it comes in at just over 81,000 simoleons. It is quite expensive, but I did use a lot of expensive materials and a lot of expensive items, so it makes sense. And like I said, I did build the house backwards on the lot. So yeah, the gallery screenshot is one of the backyard, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, it is what it is. But that's gonna do it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed this build. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!